Have we started? I don't know. Okay, I got a weird good from Mira. Hello, everybody! How's it going? My name is ArtistOfObbsessions, also known as Avi, and we are doing an FPS today. With Vamp, do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, hello, hello, hello. I am Bobby's lovely partner, Vamp, and I shall play Mersel.
Yes, and I will be playing Little Tally Mark. Oh boy. Well, I don't know about Marcel, but Tally has been pretty busy the past couple weeks after Animus. I'd say it's been roughly I want to say like 2 or 3 weeks after Animus, and she's been interacting with a lot of folks who've been helping her, and folks who have been, talking to her and giving her important on, hey, dear Lord, you have a pact, a pact with a very very being, and you got to deal with it, because if you don't deal with it, things might not go good. They might not go good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tally recently has been on a little mission to figure out who the pact she can make a pact with in order to get rid of this old pact, and like is in fact her. Coincidentally, it just so happens that there is a library that she and Marcel often meet up at, like every other weekend or so. They
Yeah.
have made a
Mm-hmm.
little tradition of meeting up at the library.
Yeah. Gosh, like, what a stroke of luck that they meet up at the library this weekend, huh?
Oh yeah, what a stroke of luck indeed.
I'm sorry, I had to. But so we've been just vibing. Like, he hasn't actually gotten involved in much at all.
Yeah.
He's just been having a funky good time with his friends and family in the studio and out of it. There was that incident in Ghibli, but it's fine. Everything is fine. We can when vacationing together. It's
We don't talk about what happened in Ghibli.
we don't talk about what happened at the carnival.
We don't think about it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
I'm
he
very
did.
tempted to have us roll perception.
Oh, yeah, let's go. Start us off with a bang. Oh wait, no. There we go. Well,
Plus 3, 15. Okay, so Marcel got a 12, Tally got a 15. Tally's actually the one who finds you first. And like you guys probably have like a little corner of the library that you guys go to very often, because it's a little tradition that you two have come up with at this point. And Marcel, as you're walking around, you feel a familiar little tug at the bottom of your trench coat.
he looks down.
And there's Tally, little rubber hose tune. Hi,
Oh, hi, Tally.
Mr. Marcel. Hello.
Well, I loved your Animus gift. Thank you so much for it.
I'm very glad you liked it. It was a little tricky to make. I couldn't figure out how to get the water in it without it spilling everywhere.
It it was very well made. Don't worry. I actually have it displayed on my shelf right now.
Aw, Tally beams.
I hope the
Tally
scarf.
beams.
I hope you love the scarf as well.
Tally nods very enthusiastically at the mention of the scarf, which is in fact around her neck. Basically, the moment she got that scarf, she hasn't taken it off.
It's the kitty cat.
The kitty cat scarf. It's very soft. It's very comfy.
It looks good on you.
Oh, thank you.
And actually, speaking of gifts, I do have something for you.
You do? Like Callie looks a little surprised at that.
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard. Probably not. But I did go. Well, I said went on vacation, but it's more accurate to say that I was forced. Bob can be quite terrifying when he puts his mind to it. But yeah, I did go on vacation to Ghibli lately, and I got souvenirs for everyone back home.
Mhm.
And I
Like
got you something as well.
Callie is making the eyes emoji for hat.
As Saul takes off his hat and starts reaching into it, he just goes, "Would you like to guess what I got you?"
uh, Callie thinks long and hard. Like she does that thing where like her little mitten hand goes up in front of her mouth and she thinks, and like the little thought cloud appears above her head.
I'm almost tempted to go real
Um,
intelligence just for the fun of it.
yeah, let's do it. 10.
What does she come up with, Abby?
I have no idea. Um, uh, Talia like looks around her at like the only thing she could think of with a roll like that is a book.
He does he does chuckle softly at that, and he goes, "Well, maybe next time. I actually brought you something more softer than that. I got you something softer than that, and hopefully much more huggable." All right, a 6. Okay, he reaches into his hat, and he takes his time. He's intentionally taking his time just to see if Tally does the kid impatient thing.
At first she doesn't do it. She's just kind of doing like the kitty cat stare of like waiting patiently. But then like the longer you take, the more she starts to like squirm in place
He's like
until
he's just rummaging through his hyperspace, like, where did I put that?
and like Kelly eventually starts reaching up and making little grabby hands.
Oh my god. Oh, that's so cute. He's just okay, all right, I hear you, hear this. And he takes out a plushie. It's a very big plushie. It's a
Oh,
cat waffle plushie.
oh, oh no. Oh no.
And he takes it out, and the tail end of it, like that tail with the chocolate tip, the tail end of it kind of sways and kind of boops Tally on the nose. Or well, her face, because she doesn't really have a nose.
I was about to say, oh my gosh. Ah! I think like Tally's just sitting and staring at it and like I don't think you even need to roll insight. She's got the biggest sparkliest eyes and she's immediately taking the toy and giving it a big hug.
What are you going to name it?
Uh hmm. I don't know yet. And she like very, very seriously takes the time to like look at this stuffed animal in front of her and stare at it, turn it
Please,
around in her hands.
yeah, please tell me she does that thing where she holds it in front of her and just stares into its eyes deeply.
That is exactly what she's doing. She has to
The
come up with the perfect name. It's important.
Sal waits patiently, he just stands there waiting patiently for Tally to decide.
Kelly maybe slightly is waiting a long time on purpose just to get slight revenge.
23. Okay, that was his deception. He is not showing it. If he's impatient, he's not showing it at all.
Kelly just makes a little quiet pout before she eventually nods her head and decides Spice. I will name them Spice.
Oh, Spice?
Spice.
That's an adorable name. You
Oh,
know, that's actually kind of funny. I give one of my other friends, or well, little sister, I suppose. A corgi plush, and she named them Sugar.
Aw, oh, that's a cute name.
Yeah, Sugar and Spice.
Who's your little sister?
Her name's Pam.
Oh my gosh. Tally like immediately points at Mersel with one hand and is like, "You know
Uh, yes. Pam.
Pam!
Is there Pam? You know Pam?
I know Pam!
Oh. Uh, well, I guess I don't have to introduce the both of you then.
I go to her bakery sometimes and she gives me snacks. Here, look." And then like Tally starts rummaging through her hammer space. Ah, that's that one!
Oh no! Oh
Alright, time to open the fumble chart, I guess. Alright, D20 time. 3. What's a 3? Okay. And for something, and she pulls out what looks like a little kids menu from a restaurant called the Hen House, and she like looks at it like, "Oh, dang it, that's not it," and she shoves it back in, kind of messily, and starts rummaging through it again. Let me roll
please
another
another
D20.
fumble. Please another fumble. No.
Okay, this time Tally takes out a little uh paper bag that is filled with like little snacks that she has accumulated over a while. Pam shares a lot of sweets with Tally, like good golly.
I mean,
Like
that's
she
good.
opens the bag, and there's like it's filled with brownies.
Oh, yeah, that's Pam's handiwork, all right. I'm actually surprised that we've never met each other, heard there before. Then I do visit the bakery a lot as well.
Oh, I only go there like once a week or so.
All right. Hmm.
I got
Well,
if I like hmm, I just I sorry, I'm trying to word, but words are hard sometimes.
it's all right. You take your time.
Hmm. Like
Well,
I've been doing like a lot of stuff recently, and like it's been weird being busy,
oh
but
yeah,
also nice, I suppose.
yeah. I actually heard a little bit about that from Tobias,
Hmm. Yeah.
and he's
Hmm.
just can he roll insight on Tally?
Yes, he can.
5. Fuck.
5. Well, Tally is admittedly, a little hard to read. One, because you're so much taller than her. You can't even exactly see her face without her craning her neck up. And two, her face is covered by an eternal shadow.
Yeah, yeah. Well, does he get anything for a 5, or is it just no thoughts that empty?
Probably more a no thoughts head empty.
Damn it, Marcel! Like he can't treat her at all, and he can't tell if he should push or not. So he just lets it go, and he like kind of like he does, however, like kind of reach like a finger forward and gently tap her forehead and goes, "I'm glad you're okay, though."
Like Tally squeaks a little bit at the poke. And like she pouts a little before she gets a little mischievous grin and starts climbing you like a tree.
Roll back.
Dude, she has a climbing speed.
Oh my god! Never mind then. And Sal's like, "Tally, what?"
And Tally very, very pointedly boops you on the nose.
And when she boops him on the nose, like he does, like that cross-eyed thing when like
Yes.
your like pupils like go cross-eyed to like look at the finger. Yeah, his
Yes.
eyes actually do snap open, and then he does that.
Aww. Tally's just a giggling little mischief kid.
All right, you little gremlin. And what say we get to reading today? Have anything in mind?
Oh, like Tally thinks for a second before she eventually remembers what she came here to do originally, and she goes, "Oh, I actually wanted to I wanted to read something different today instead of, like the fairy tales and stuff. And they are nice. Don't get me wrong. I really like the fairy tales. But I'm also trying to learn some stuff because I have
Well,
hmm,
of course, we can read what you like. I I'm not going to stop you or anything. In fact, I'll be very happy to help you with it if I can.
Kelly beams very brightly before she starts looking towards all the shelves of many books. And she puts a little mitten hand to her chin and she's like, "Okay, where would the books for deities be? Cause I don't know a lot about those, but I gotta make some decisions and stuff, and I want to know as much as I can about them. You know?
Well, I'll actually just blink at that, and like he cranes his head upwards to like look at Hallie, because I assume she's still sitting on his shoulders at this point.
Absolutely. She has perched herself there like a parrot.
Oh, well, that I can help you with actually. Of the library is, but if it's not, well, if you don't mind me asking, that is, and feel free to say no if this is pry. But why do you need to know more about deities?
Oh, and she thinks again, and it's less like debating whether or not she should tell you as debating whether or not and how to word it. Uh, well, I people keep saying that I have a pact and that I need to do something about it. Cause it's she winces real bad. It's not a good pact. It's not a good pact.
Hey, Tally, roll inside.
Oh boy. uh, that's a 12.
All right. When you mentioned that you had a pact and that like it wasn't a good pact, you could swear that something in Saul's expression changed. But with a 12, you aren't very sure what exactly the change is and what and how exactly he feels about it. And all he says is, "Ah, well, that's not good."
Yeah. Hmm.
And I assume that the reason why you're looking for deities right now is because you're looking to get a new pack to override your old one.
Mhm.
All
I
right.
got to get a new one in order to get rid of the old one because I don't know how to get rid of the old one otherwise.
Yeah, packs are very difficult to break under normal circumstances.
They're stupid too, or at least this one is.
Yeah, yeah. But hey, I can understand that, and I can definitely help you look up deities and stuff. Let's say we take a look at the books.
Mhm. And Tally nods very seriously and points towards the towards the shelves. Onward.
Ollie, this is a very important question. Does she do like the giddy up horsey like motion with her legs?
Maybe a little bit.
Sal's just like grinning and like he just like his hands go up to like steady her legs so that he's like actually carrying her properly on his shoulders, and he's just all right then, all right. Anything you say, Your Royal Highness Tally. And do we roll for this to look for the books?
Yeah, let's roll. Let's roll investigation.
Can I argue for advantage or so? Because he has visited this library a lot, and also like he is
Yeah,
a magic man.
yeah, true. Well, Tally got an 11.
Advantage. Okay then. Well, well, he knows where the books are supposed to be, but probably like I don't know, maybe someone
some
like
kid
took them
doing
out and
some
already.
kid some school kid doing their research didn't put them back right, and they have to go through the whole annoying process of having to go through picking through each and every shelf to
Yeah.
find where the book went.
Now you see why I'm always so insistent we return the books where they were.
Yeah. Hmm. And like I think even at some points Tally is like climbing up the shelves to like try and find the right book.
Be careful.
I'm okay, don't worry. And she's like on the top shelf, like trying to look through all the books and like pulling out ones that seem relevant and like holding them out to Mersel.
Yeah, and Sal like takes them, and the ones that are actually relevant he keeps, and the ones that aren't very relevant, like he puts back on the shelf where they're supposed to be.
Yes, good. Good.
I think Tally. I think we have enough to get started.
Okay. And make a deck save.
Oh my fucking god!
Oh,
Holy
that's a nat 20.
shit!
Tally hops off the shelf and lands on your shoulders.
I mean that makes sense. He's used to people like climbing all over him like a tree.
Oh, especially this kid. Especially this kid. This kid seems to have a knack and a delight for climbing.
Like she went from hiding under his coats when they first met to climbing all over him.
Yep. Little monkey.
Okay, all right then. We have a few books here. Let's go back to our spot in the library and look through them. Hmm?
Mm-hmm. Tally once again nods very seriously.
Well, here we go. And he just like kind of like breaks out into a small trot and goes back to where they are. Like she's on his shoulders. Like he can play like the horse for a little bit.
Yes. Yes. Good. Tally is delighted.
And when they do get like to the spot, he probably like puts down the books like on the table and and then looks up at Tally. Getting down from there anytime soon?
Mm, 5 more minutes.
All right, but I was going to take out a carton of chocolate milk from my hammer space, but since you're sitting on
Oh
my
my
shoulder,
gosh. Tally pouts. She very much pouts. But I'm gonna roll a d2 and see what she decides to do. I think you say that, and then Tally gets a little gremlin idea. And she takes off your hat and goes to start rummaging through it.
all right, go to the hammer space fumble. Go to the hammer space, I guess.
I
And
don't even know what to roll.
no, do a normal hammer space roll, and because this is someone else's hammer space, I'll say it applies like in the logic of hammer space fumbles, where if you roll below, like if you roll a 5 or below, you fumble.
That's a nat 10.
Yes, somehow you managed to reach in and grab the carton of chocolate milk in question.
Kelly very cheekily gives Mersel a grin before putting the hat back on his head.
He huffs. Well, all right then. But he's not actually mad about it. He's just gonna plop down on the chair in front of the table and start like looking through the books, like giving cursory looks while Tally slurps the chocolate milk. I have to say
Oh,
that chocolate milk is like one of those kitty juice boxes. Like,
yes. There's just little straw slurping sounds. Good.
and as he's looking through the books, he goes, I don't mean to ask you more about your patron, but how how powerful would you say he is? Because
Mm,
them. play a part in the kind of patron you should seek out.
Tally like winces at this because she honestly doesn't know. She doesn't know a lot about her patron. She has it like the nature of her pact itself keeps her very much in the dark with this particular bastard.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, but Sal doesn't know that.
Yeah. Like if you want you can roll insight as like Tally's like humming and hawing and trying to think.
That's a 9. That
It's a
makes
9.
sense. She's on the shoulders, like, how is
Yeah.
that gonna inside her?
Yeah. Like she does a lot of like humming and hawing and like eventually she just kind of shrugs. I honestly don't know a lot about them.
Oh, well, that's all right then. We can just, and he looks through the books. We can just go with the stronger deities just to be safe then.
Tally eventually starts climbing off of Mercel's shoulders to peek in the book that he's looking through.
Book is looking through seems to be like a book on the pantheon of Toonkind, and it has a lot of those like pretty like those medieval illustrations basically.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Trying
like
to
it
go
looks
for the.
old. It looks thick, and like the letters are like those looping like, letters, and it has
Hold
like
on, I'm gonna.
illustrations.
Tally can't read this. I got a nat one in intelligence. She's trying, but the calligraphy.
Yeah,
The
and so like
calligraphy is so hard.
Sel notices and he winces and goes, "All right, this one might be a little too hard. The handwriting itself is dizzying, and I've been reading spell books since I was a child. But I'm pretty sure in that stack there should be a few adaptations meant to be
What's the
read
point of
by.
making an E that swirly? That's stupid.
Well, it does look pretty. You have to admit.
Yeah, but if you can't read it, then what's the point of it being pretty?
I suppose like this is a very old book, and in ancient times, this kind of books were meant more to be decoration rather than to be read. It's
Tally
very,
like
it's very
Tally's giving
stupid.
the expression of that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well, it's very stupid, but rich people have a lot of time and money on their hands.
Tally just nods.
But there should be transcripted versions over there in stack, or at least ones with simpler language.
hmm And Tally very pointedly starts going through the stack until she finds said book and brings it over.
And as she's looking through the set, yeah, Sel does take out like what seems to be like a plate of like sandwiches, like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, like cut to triangles.
Peanut butter and jelly. The moment Tally notices there's food, she's just staring directly at you and making more grabby hands.
Yeah, yeah, it's for you. Don't worry. I already ate lunch early.
Tally very eagerly hops up and grabs a sandwich while handing Marcel the book that she grabbed.
He and he like kind of like after looking through like the old book like for a bit just to like get a sense of the older and stronger deities. He like starts looking through the easier one, the thinner one, the one that's not like written in calligraphy that makes your head spin.
uh,
All right, so well, there are a lot of deities in the Toonkind pantheon,
mhm.
and quite a lot of them are very powerful. Off the top of my head, I can think of the Luck Trinity, and he flips to a page with what seems to be three goddesses. One in green,
Ooh.
one in red, one in blue. There's a Prismatone, although
Oh,
hmm,
I know her. I know her.
oh,
Yeah, she's Sammy's mom.
mm, oh, all right, yeah, that's her. I don't know Prismatone too.
Hmm?
Yeah, his name's Luca. I don't know if you've ever passed this candy store, but he owns abstract medium candies.
Uh, like Tally thinks very long and hard. I think I've seen it. I don't think I ever went
Yeah,
inside though.
yeah, the owner of that place, Luca, is an old friend of mine, and he's also a Prismatome model.
Ooh,
There's Pris,
ooh.
but yeah, she's one of the more powerful ladies, and there's
Mhm.
also Crunkle, and he flips to like a picture of a crab with
Tally.
a Hawaiian t-shirt and like heart-shaped sunglasses.
You look silly.
Well, I suppose love is a bit silly. He's a very nice god. Tobias follows him, not as a warlock or a paladin or cleric, but as a regular follower.
Hmm.
And there are other more obscure gods, but also quite powerful in their own right. There's the second star. He flips over to the star and is trying so hard to stay neutral and respectful, but also it's
Tally is just like looking down at the page and like trying to like follow along and read what is available.
like there are probably like snippets, like brief summaries and all the guts, like not in-depth like explanations, but enough to like get her started on what this god is and what they
Mhm.
do.
E.
Well, there's a
Oh,
second star, and there's Frank.
Frank.
Yeah.
That's a,
Also, hmm?
how come like she seems to be floored by the idea of a god being named Frank.
Well, they're not Stally. They can do what they want.
Yeah, but like this there's like all the fancy names and then there's just Frank.
Well, he is one of the more down to earth gods, from what I know. Very, I don't know how to get a hold of him though.
Hmm.
And
It
there,
just shrugs.
and Frank, Uncle, second star, and he starts like looking through. Oh, there's there's Polaroid.
Polaroid?
I don't actually know much about them myself. But from what I know, they're the god of protection and redemption.
Hmm. Oh boy, there's a lot.
The pantheon is quite full. There's also Tic Tac Talk.
Oh, that's a
He
weird name.
he
This
is.
is
Hmm?
oh. Like, do you want a real insight?
Yeah. 19.
You know that thing that cartoons do when there's so much information and they start getting little swirly eyes? There's so much information that Tally looks dizzy from it all.
Like Sam notices, and then he does like, cause like again he got swept up in like the euphoria of magic and like deities and all that. Like this is one of his hyperfixations, and then he notices that. He's like, oh, okay, Marcel, slow down. And he nudges like the plate of sandwiches towards her, and it's just like there are a lot of guts, but well, yes, there are a lot of guts, but you you have any idea of what you want?
I don't know yet. And like Tally just kind of pouts before she takes a bite of her little PB&J sandwich, where she makes the face and she starts peeling off the crust.
And he said that, and he notices that, and he's like, "Ah, all right then." And the sandwiches that are still on the plate, like he starts like peeling off the crusts there too, like he cuts them off.
Aw.
Mm, well, we've covered quite a few 80s so far. Did any of them are you curious about any of them? I can go more in depth about what I know of them.
Uh, Tally thinks for a bit before she eventually comes to a question to ask. Well, what does the luck trinity do?
Ah, well,
Do they make you lucky?
uh, mm, uh,
Do you want me to roll insight?
yeah, sure.
That's a
All right. Well, you can't quite tell like the kind of expression like he's wearing on his face right now, but you do notice that the sigil like pinned on like his coat is the same like shape as like what's in the book for the Wishing Star, one of the Luck Trinity.
I think like Tally squints and then she looks down at the book and then looks up at the little symbol on Marcel's jacket before she's like, oh! And she points directly at it. Oh!
Yeah.
Oh! Do you? And like she points to the book and then up at the pendant and then up at Marcel and like she seems very pleased with herself to have made these connections.
Yes, I am. I am the Wishing Star's warlock.
Warlock. So that's what it's called. And like Tally nods very seriously.
And as for what they do, well, I suppose they do make you lucky in a fashion, but all three of the deities have different lucks they can grant you.
Hmm. Hmm. Tally is like seems to be considering this.
And now immediately going, but I would say that it would not be a good idea to make a pact with any of these three. Although, and he's
Why
like
not?
mentally apologizing to the Wishing Star. Well, for one, the Wishing Star really only takes one spellcaster at a time.
Oh, okay. I
Miss
guess that makes sense.
Yeah, and the thing is, Lady Luck is even harder to get a hold of. Lady Luck is even harder to get a hold of. Like, you're quite lucky if you manage to find a single spellcaster from her.
Oh.
And Misfortune, well, she does have quite a lot of warlocks and clerics and paladins, I suppose. But, well, do you remember what I said about them giving you different kinds of luck?
Mm-hmm.
In Misfortune's case, her kind of luck operates on a basis of whatever can happen will happen.
Oh. So it's like good but also bad stuff?
Yes, that's exactly it.
Oh. That doesn't sound smart.
Hmm.
That
Well,
doesn't no.
yes, Einquell, well, specifically Gisnap would water this down to just making her the goddess of bad luck. If you look at the book there and he nods towards it, you will notice she's only listed as the goddess of, misfortune.
Hmm.
It's likewise with Lady Luck and the Wishing Star. They both have their own pros and cons to them, but the Gisnap lore would just tote them as purely good luck deities.
That like Tally thinks about this long and hard. But that's not all their luck. That's this seems biased.
He does like hide a snort behind his hand and goes, well, yes, the thing about deities is Well, you've seen like how close some deities and followers are, yes?
Mhm.
Well, of course, well, for those, like, of course, not everyone is lucky enough to be that close to their deities. And so a lot of misinformation tends to happen, especially, well, you're talking about deities, and people do tend to villainize or like put on pedestal like specific ones.
Hmm. I wonder why. Is it because some of them are mean, or is it because like, hmm?
Well, at least in Most Fortune's case, I can say that explaining to people how her luck works would be far more work instead of just labeling her a bad luck goddess.
Hmm. Okay, I guess that makes sense.
But yes, they're likely if what you've told me is any indication, you probably don't want any more excitement in your life.
Yeah, Tally. You don't even have to roll insight. The idea of like more excitement immediately makes Tally wince.
Yeah,
Ugh. She just
yeah,
thinks of.
yeah. It takes specific kind of people to be able to take these packs.
Hmm. I want to find a pact that like hmm, that can fix this one and then can give me something to do.
Well, that's most packs, quite honestly. Most patrons would ask for something in return.
But I also don't want somebody who's gonna force me to do stuff.
Hmm. And he's
Like,
thinking,
if you want to roll insight, you can.
I will. I will.
Ah,
5. Come on. You know what? I'm
I'm
using
giving
a
you
lot then. I'm
good,
using a lot.
good.
Nat
Cool.
20.
Nat 20. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Tally mentions she doesn't want a pact that will force her to do something. And when she mentions that, you see an expression you did not expect to see on this child, and it is very much hatred and loathing directed towards something.
So,
It's the most angry little expression you've ever seen on this child.
so looking at that and quietly deciding that if he ever like sees Tally's patron, he's going to make them eat Eldritch Blasts.
Yeah.
Well, if you want, well then I do have like two daisies likely will not force you to do anything and will be able to override your own pack.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is
Who are they?
Prisma,
Hmm. Oh, I've met her. I don't know though.
and the other one is Crunkle.
Hmm. And Talia is once again doing a big think.
Would you
Because
like
like
me? Hmm?
I'm gonna go off like on the insight roll that you got before with the nat 20 and all.
Yeah.
It seems like Tally is definitely considering like all these options that are out that are presented in front of her and is very, very thoughtfully putting many thoughts into this.
Uh,
And like it's obvious that she isn't making the decision now, but she is trying to like see if she can gather all the needed information before making a decision.
and
She's
Sal
being very smart about this.
and Sal actually like gives a very soft and proud smile because it's good that Tally's not rushing into it headlong. And he goes, "Well, to get better in depth information, it's probably best that you go to the people who actually likely know these deities, such as Tobias and Sammy. I think you mentioned.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I could give you a rundown of what I know if you like.
I think Tally nods enthusiastically.
Well, all right. So
and and if after she nods, she She does like a rubber hose thing where she grabs like all the sandwiches off the plate and eats them in one bite.
And he chuckles and he taps at a picture of Prismatic. Well, let's start with who you already know. You've met her, yes? Very. All the stories say that she's very kind, very protective, and
Mm-hmm.
very. And compared to other deities, she's very down to earth.
Yeah, she's Sammy's mom, and she's really nice, and she's big, and like Tally makes really big arm motion. But
And
then she can also be little. She was just as tall as me.
oh, that's interesting. Was she bigger than me? And he grins at her like mischievously.
Tally like nods very enthusiastically, like instantly. She was big. She was so big.
Yeah, that's a goddess for you. But Prismatone, she's the hold on, out of character. This is me out of character, racking my brain for the lore. Like I know this lore, I just have to remember.
That's valid.
I am so glad I had the foresight to open like the daily docs. But
Foresight powerful.
Prismatone, she's the goddess of voices, sound, music, soul, characterization, emotions.
Thank you, Mira. Hmm.
And she and she's also known as a guardian.
Hmm. That's a lot of things. That's a
Hmm.
lot. Is she busy? How busy is she? That's a lot of things.
Well, I wouldn't claim to know. I wouldn't claim to know a god, but from what Luca tells me about her, I'm pretty sure that even though she is busy, she always has time for her followers.
Oh. Aw. I think Tally finds that very nice, yes.
Well, but yes, she is. Well, you on quite honestly, you've met her, so you probably know more about her than I do.
She has really pretty rainbow hair.
She does, doesn't she?
It's very big. Mm-hmm.
Most Prismatone followers have rainbow hair, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
not.
yeah, actually, Sammy has rainbow hair.
Mhm. Well, not all of them. Luca's hair is pink, but most of them, yeah.
Ooh.
And well, again, you've actually met her, and well, you probably know firsthand what she's like.
Mm-hmm.
As
She's
for
helping me with stuff. And it's really nice of her.
that, does sound like Prismatone, yes. And as for Crunkle, and here he smiles at her, he's actually her husband.
Her husband?
Yep,
Oh. Oh.
the power couple of the pantheon, so to speak. If you discount those.
Hold on,
Oh,
wait,
yeah,
hold on, I had an idea. Kelly starts humming the little kissing in a tree song.
you have a smell.
Prince Retarded Conquer sitting in a tree.
K-I-S-S-I-N-G. Yeah, they're happily married. They and the Crunkle and Prismata, as well as the Black Trinity, they're both the power couples of the Pantheon, so to speak. But well, yeah, Prismata and Crunkle are married, and he's the god of well, if we're going like if we aren't going in depth, he's the god of first and foremost love.
Ooh, like what kind of love? Is it like weird kissy love, or is it like family love, or is it like what's that word? And like Tally's thinking.
He sticks out his tongue a little when she says weird kissy laugh. Hey, don't call that weird. I'll have you know kiss a lot of people. Wait, that sounds wrong. That sounds wrong. I have to report this.
Tally's just burst into giggles and started rolling on the table.
He pouts, and then you know that thing where you pick up a child and then like you press a really dry kiss and kind of like nuzzle their cheek.
Aww. Yes.
He does that.
Aww. I think Tally just like kind of like lets out a squeal and like tries to shove her face away from him.
Oh look, I mean
No!
like the weird kissy kitties.
No! No!
Too late. I feel like
Oh
they
no.
say that, but they keep laughing like at the end of it.
Exactly. Oh, this is so cute. Oh no.
And eventually he does like put her down and like ruffle her hair hard.
Aw. Tally pouts.
But yes, he is the god of love, and not just the weird kissy love, all kinds of love. Familial love, friendship love, romantic love. If you love someone, then that falls under his jurisdiction.
Hmm. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. I keep burping. You know what? Tally makes that sound. Tally makes a
And,
little burp.
and he's just looking at her like, I think someone ate their sandwiches too quickly.
No, I'm fine. And she does like she blows a little raspberry at him.
If you're sure. But
Hmm.
yes, getting back on topic. That's what he's the god of. The god of love, first and foremost. And second of all, relationships and, well, relationships, emotions as well. He does share that domain with his wife. And crabs.
Crabs. Well, yeah, I'd figure like a god who looks like a crab would be the god of crabs.
Yep.
Does that mean there are little crab families that worship him? Like Tally is thinking.
I'm gonna roll Arcana for this because I know exactly what you're referencing by that, and I don't know. Oh, like Cell like thinks on it and goes, "Well, Toonkind crabs, perhaps. I'm not quite so sure about real kind,
Hmm.
but that does sound adorable, isn't it? Getting your own little crab family.
I'm thinking of little crabs doing little dances.
That's really adorable." And he actually casts a minor illusion to like give the approximation of a Toonkind crab doing a little wiggle dance.
Tally immediately bursts into laughter at this, I hope you know.
Like just a little like side by side dance, like wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
I can't believe we're doing crab rave.
You know, out of all the ways I expected this FPS to take, I did not expect this one.
I did not expect crab rave.
But yes, Crunkle is again. It might be best to ask this from Tobias, who's an actual follower. I but he's every single bit of lore, and not just in Kisnap. So it's not a matter of being watered down like it is with Electrinity.
Mhm.
This is widely accepted everywhere. He is a very kind god, which makes sense since he's the god of love. He's a very kind and
Yeah.
compassionate god. And like Prismaton, he's always there for his followers.
Hmm. I want to make sure that I get like how things work from people who knows about it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Cuz like if I looked this up and you weren't here and I looked at the electrinity stuff, I wouldn't have known cuz it's all biased. And like Callie points at the book again and blows a raspberry at it.
Ali pointing the book, J'accuse!
Exactly.
And he
Your
and he
information is biased and you should feel bad.
and he, he laughs, and he just, oh, Tally, you have no idea how many people walk up to me when they find out I'm wishing Star Wars and comment me on how much good luck I have and how easy I must have it.
But I'm guessing that's not how it works.
No, it's not. Put it simply, I have the luck that makes everything turn out all right for me in the end. But things happen to me more often than most.
Hmm.
For
Well, you did say
example,
you were on a vacation and stuff.
yeah, and
Did
on
you
the
go on the
vacation,
vacation because of the luck, or was it like?
no, I just went on vacation because well, I thought I had to. But that's actually a really good example because in the on the vacation in question, I came across a friend of mine from the studios, and
Mhm.
the both of us ended up having to fight someone.
Oh, were they mean? Were they a meanie?
No, they weren't mean. It was just they had like this magic staff that that was mean.
Okay, because if they were a meanie, I would have helped stab them. I have a knife, and Tally's gonna roll in her face. She reaches into her hat very seriously and pulls out a little knife.
He looks at the knife and then he's like, "Oh, that's a pretty knife."
Tally just grins.
And speaking of pretty knives, well, after that whole fight in Ghibli, I got something really nice out of it. And he kind of rolls his sleeves up a bit and taps like his wrist area, and yeah, he's wearing bracers.
Ooh, ooh, that's shiny. And like Tally's looking at it. She's
Yeah.
staring. Like, wait. You know that thing that cats do? Where
Oh
when they
my,
see something that interests them, their eyes go big?
oh my god, she does the silly eyes.
She does the silly eyes.
Oh my god. But but yes, her luck is very much I think so has turned out well for me, and quite honestly, I'm not the kind of person to complain about it because I do get to help people and I get to meet a lot of new people I wouldn't have otherwise. But
Mhm.
basically, it would be as if every it would be the kind of luck that would have you get involved in one thing or another every few weeks.
Oh, that's a lot. Oh. Tally looks immediately put off by this.
Yeah, I
She has
didn't.
had a lifetime of having to do things. She doesn't want to do more things.
Yeah, that's what I meant when I said it takes specific kind of people.
Hmm. You gotta be somebody who wants to do lots of things. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Do
I
you like
do.
doing lots of things?
Oh yeah, I definitely do. A lot of people don't get it, but I like it. I get really, really, really bored, and well, when I don't have anything to do.
do you uh do you ever get breaks though? Because if you're doing things all the time, then that's gonna get really tiring.
Oh yeah, I do get breaks actually. Well, aside from the thing that happened on vacation, which actually wasn't even that hard. It wasn't even like as bad as like other stuff that's happened. I
What
haven't
other
been.
stuff has happened?
I'll tell you when you're older.
You get ooh, that's not fair.
Well, I'm 21.
That's not fair either. I don't know how old I am. And she
Well,
blows
I'll
another
tell you one thing
raspberry.
that happened. I'll tell you one thing that happened, and
Uh-huh.
it led to me kissing my partner. If you'd like to hear about it.
No! Gross! And Tally very pointedly shoves the hat over her head. Just pulls it down so her face isn't showing.
Yeah, don't worry so much about me, okay? I do get a lot of breaks. I haven't been involved in anything for what? Since
Hmm.
December.
Tally muffled from under the hat. If you say so.
But yes, finding information from the source is probably a very good idea. You've
Mm-hmm.
seen how bias can change information.
Tally, once again, for like the sixth time this day, pulls up her hat and blows a raspberry at the book.
I am inclined to think that Prismaton and Chronicle information are honestly mostly accurate just because I've talked to followers of them before and they've confirmed it.
Hmm.
But just to be safe, you probably should ask about Prismatone to what was his name? Sammy?
Mm-hmm.
And you probably
Yeah.
should ask about Chronicle to Tobias.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I can do that. I can do that. And Tally very does like a little hands at her hips pose.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, of course you can do that. And well, I'm sure that considering that they're followers of these gods, I'm certain that they'll be able to when or if you do make a choice, I'm pretty certain that they'll be able to introduce you to their god. Or in First
Mhm.
Passion's case, bring you to meet her again.
Yeah. Yeah. And like Tally looks very pleased.
And he shuts the book with like a soft snap and goes, "You can do this, Dolly."
Aww. Tally beams,
Hey,
which
Tally,
then kind of slightly turns into a yawn.
I was gonna have Tally roll insight, but if she's like drowsy, probably not.
Just a little bit. Hold on, I'm gonna roll deception to see if she managed to cover up the yawn.
Well,
Not very well. She starts yawning and immediately covers it with her hand.
he just like looks at her and it's like,
She's not
"Oh,
tired. She's not tired. What are you talking about?
it's someone's nap time, isn't it?"
No, I don't take naps.
Well, maybe it's time that you start.
No. And Sally pouts.
Tell you what. Let's sit together on the beanbag and I'll read you a book of some kind. And if by the end of the book you're still not tired, you can just not take a nap.
Hold on, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll intelligence to see if Sally can figure this out. Nope. She does not see. She does not see through to Purcell's secret mission because that is a 7.
That, I mean, that makes
Tally
sense. He's
has
never
been
had
given a
someone.
challenge. Tally has been given a challenge and she nods.
All right then, and he takes the plate of now empty of the sandwiches and like puts it like in his hat, and he also like he reaches a hand out to like ask for like the probably empty carton of chocolate milk at this point.
Yeah, Tally like does one more little slurp and it does the tune thing where it kind of crunches from how hard she's slurping it before she hands it over.
He also puts it in his hat, and then like, come well, all right then, Tally, let's go to the beanbags. Do you have anything particular you want me to read to you today?
Hmm. I think like Tally, who definitely grabbed Spice and is tugging the stuffed animal along with her, uh, thinks her a bit before she. I'm gonna roll hammer space again. She reaches into her hat and she pulls out a book called The Little Prince.
Oh, isn't that the one that we borrowed together?
Mm-hmm. I didn't put it back yet. He admits a little sheepishly.
Sal gives a little like it's just a playful grimace and it's like, oh well, don't worry, I'll take the fall for it if the librarian decides to scold me. Pass.
And Tally grins very big and this is so soft.
Like he just sits on the beanbag and scoots over to give like Tally space to sit.
I think Tally at first moves to sit next to Mersel before she thinks on this and decides to sit right on his lap.
Oh, so like it takes a moment because oh my, it was like the first time he met Tally, she was so scared of him. She was
She's
so
doing
scared.
a lot better nowadays.
No, and he's just so happy to see it. And like he takes a moment, but then like he relaxes, and he
How come your hair does that? The poofy thing.
well, have you ever met a Piglin before?
Like there's little dots above her head. If she has,
Yeah.
she's not sure.
Well, Giblians are a kind of tune that kind of tunes that originate from Ghibli, and they do have like little things such as hair fluffing up when we're feeling happy or particularly emotional.
Hold on, I just realized something about Tally. I don't think she knows what Ghibli is. She's never been outside of Toontown. I don't think she even knows what a country is. Hold on, I'm thinking. I'm having this realization that Tally's whole life has been in one town.
I'm just gonna say that he looks at her confused expression and boils it down to, so you're rubber hose, and that means you can stretch, right? And you can like bend your limbs.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I can't do that, but I can speak to animals, and well, my hair does this fluffy thing. There are others. There are others that I can do, but
Wait.
hmm?
Does that mean you can talk to kitties? Can you ask for pets?
Yes, I can.
Okay. And Tally very seriously grabs onto your shoulders. If we see a kitty, please ask them if I can pet them. I like kitties.
Oh, of course.
Tally nods. The pact has been sealed.
The pack has been sealed. But yeah, he reaches into his hammer space and takes out like 2 glasses of warm water, like one for Tally and one for himself.
Thank you. And Tally very happily takes the water and starts sipping it.
Yeah, cause like I'm like after drinking an entire like juice box of chocolate milk, her throat probably feels sticky.
Especially because she ate peanut butter sandwiches in one big bite.
Exactly. And so like, opens like the Little Prince and starts to read.
Okay then. In that case, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll con to see how long she lasts. Oh, okay. That's actually a decent roll. A 16 probably means that she gets about halfway through the book before she starts nodding off.
Yeah. And Cell definitely starts to pitch his voice softer.
Aww.
Until like he's just reading her to sleep. It's nap time.
It is nap time. Oh, I just want to end the FPS there with nap time. That's really cute.
Do you want to know another detail?
Oh no, what?
Like once Tally's fallen asleep, like Cell tucks like Spice into like Tally's arms if she wasn't already hugging it. And then he kind of like shrugs off his coat and like wraps it like around her before like reading like before grabbing a book that he had the foresight to put next to him and start reading that like by himself.
Aww. Aw. Oh, you've murdered me. You've killed me. That's too cute. Oh no. Oh.
Tragic. And I think that's the end of the FPS. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yeah, thank you for listening. Oh no, this is so cute.